so good, isn't it?
Martin and Jenny join us now. I've got to say, that relationship kind of on screen was so kind of powerful, and it didn't almost need kind of words to communicate what was going on. You're now on stage. Yeah. It must be so intimidating. I think in this play, there's a third younger actor who you sort of get into a kind of relationship with. It must be really hard to be, you know, the third person when the two of you are together on stage. It's a bit intimidating for people to kind of come on stage with the two of you.
His name's Josh Goulding, and he's smashing, absolutely smashing.
Lovely lad.
He's put up with us.
But you get, I mean, what's the nature of the relationship you get into with him on the in the play?
Well, I can't give that much away, but...
You give us a little hint. You meet on a park bench.
We do meet on a park bench.
And he's a bit younger than you.
He's a bit younger than me, and I think she becomes quite enamoured with him.
Love interest.
Yeah, but you two in the show are married, but it's a marriage that's sort of... Well, there's distance in it, isn't there? There's emotional sort of distance.
Yeah.
And...
I mean, it's a marriage that's qualified by a bereavement, by a tragedy in their lives, and it's driven them apart. But they are still very attached to each other, and deep down, they really want to be together, but they can't break through this barrier.
Is it a relief, finally, to be married?
Yeah.
I tell you what, all of this makes it sound a really sort of, it's a bereavement and this, that and the other. This show is full of laughter and intrigue, and you never quite know what's coming next. No. And it's incredibly funny.
And tell us where it's at and when it's on.
It's on at the Theatre Royal Windsor. Just for 2 weeks. We're trying it out. It's a new play.
So first night was last night. So the next 2 weeks you can come along and see the sizzle in person.
Yes.
And, you know, of course... It's acting, so you can create chemistry, and that's the job. That's what you've got to do. But you have such a lifetime of friendship.
Well, you can't create...
With all of your partners, and you all, you know, the four of you are friends. Your husband is Bill Kenwright, who we all know is very famous and you know, and brilliant at it all. But so does that counts for something on stage, presumably, and on screen?
You can't create chemistry. Chemistry either happens or it doesn't happen.
It's enormously important. I mean, we've known each other for 25 years. And I've known Bill Kenwright, and he's been a great friend of mine for 40 years. Yeah. And so that develops an ease and a trust. And we both work in the same way. And neither of us work from an ego point of view. So we are giving and taking all of the time.
But it is trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Acting is about trust.
Yeah. Well, and it's also very different, isn't it? Because every night it's live, and something slightly different in the energy might make it slightly different each night.
Yeah.
So you sense that, you pick up on it, and you use it.
Yeah.
It's like a game of tennis, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, I decide to lob him, and he does a little spin.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, that's interesting. OK, well, I'm going to chip you then.
Especially if I give her the wrong cue, and she thinks much quicker than I do, you see, so she quickly gets it right. Well, I'm back on the track again.
And do you miss Judge John Deed?
Yeah.
You still miss it now? How long ago was the last cliffhanger?
16 years, I think.
I can't believe that.
We started filming in 2000 and we finished in 2007.
It's a funny thing, though, isn't it? Because we're talking to Linda LaPlante later on in the show, and Helen Mirren, Jane Tennyson, an iconic prime suspect woman detective, but then there have been other women detectives since. But the thing about Judge John Deed, there was Rumpole before. There's not really been a British courtroom drama.
Not in the same way.
The same way since. So you sort of, you know, what happened? I mean, did you just sort of scare everybody off?
I think we scared the government off. Because we were, and you were around at that time.
I was around at that time.
Yeah.
You're the reason Judge John Deed is not coming back.
It wasn't entirely his fault. No, I mean, we were... The show, or the writer, was very critical of governments, and we took on some very controversial subjects.
Quite right.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be interesting with all the asylum stuff going on, and
I know.
you know, the real life stories that are happening today in Judge John Deed would be fascinating.
I mean, in the TV studio, drama is such a different thing.
Yeah.
On the live stage, if you had to choose one, which would you choose?
Always the other one. So whatever I'm doing, I want to do the other one. Because both of them have enormous attractions. You know, you get the feedback from the audience, you get the excitement, you get the adrenaline at the stage.
And do you get more relationship sizzle on stage or in a TV studio?
Both.
Both?
Yeah. For me,
it
doesn't matter whether it's film, TV or theatre, it's about the package. It's about who I'm working with, what the script's like and who's directing.
But, Jenny, you've said, haven't you, just briefly, that things behind the scenes have changed because you know, it's a very, you know, you think about a sort of a lovey kiss, you know, you sort of go in for the kiss, but you say that sort of thing has had to stop. You've got to approach people very differently now. Can I hug you? Can't I hug you? And
you do.
It's sort of changed how the
it's right to be
industry is run.
respectful. It's really right. But sometimes it's just difficult because, you know, you might not have noticed, we're a little bit older. And we're used to saying, oh, darling, you know, and just giving people a hug.
Yes.
And you can't. No. You can't. So
has it taken the fun out of it?
Some of it, yes.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be plenty of fun. Alone Together, Theatre Royal Windsor, next 2 weeks. Thank you to Martin Short and Jenny Seagrove. Good luck, break a leg.
Thank you.
Enjoy the next couple of weeks. And, you know, who knows? Judge John Dee, the reprieve. Who knows?